It's Starry. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a regular, welcome back. I am sitting in my vehicle outside of the Gruver City Hall and Fire Department. I'm pointing the camera so you can get a chance to see me, which isn't all that common, and let you know I'm wearing my Jersey Ray Diggs t-shirt today. So let's get the camera pointed in the right direction so that you can see what I see. We take a walk around the town. First, let's see who is here. First person I can see is Rune International. Wishing everyone a happy Sunday. Mayor Videos arrived with an early bird. If you were following my TV guide, you've been over to Mayor Video already this morning for his show. I was already on the road driving. It's been a long day. Mayor Videos from Canada, Rune International from Denmark, Pinned on Places, who had their premiere about an hour ago, is from the UK. Cruising is Fun Anytime is here. Moon Over Miami has arrived, and Mona is here. We have started a little bit before the top of the hour. Gruver was first plotted in 1899 in preparation for the railroad. The point when it was plotted, it was called Luzon, spelled Luzon. For those with some geography knowledge, you might recognize that as the largest and most populous island in the chain of islands that make up the Philippines. Any news about my Lock Sport chat? No. I have not heard anything. They have not emailed me. They have not contacted me, and it is still missing. So I have no idea. Squirrels magnet fishing is here. Oh. Within the year when this became a town, it became the town of Gruver. As you can see there on the sign, it tells us this is a city hall and fire department. This town is only 56 people. They have a little library where you take a book and leave a book to keep things circulating so people can get books without having to travel over to Estreville. No parking down there because we don't want to block off our fire department if they have to head out. And Yazzer has joined. I don't recognize the name. If you are new, I cannot make you into a moderator at this point because I only have but I'll catch you later on the replay when YouTube puts back up the comments and I can add it then. Evil Arch Conservative is in the house. I am doing all right. My ankle and my knee aren't the best, so it's a small town. Here is our post office. Looks like we have 3 banks of 1 through 16. So you got to know your bank and your post office box. And there is your ability to send postage to the world. There is a business in town, which is Center Tire. As you can see, the railroad still exists here today. If I do not use up my full hour, we'll head eastward over to the next town over, which if we were traveling by rail is 5 miles, but I got to travel a mile back to the highway and 5 miles down the road and another south. So Yazzer doesn't want to be a moderator, thanks. Well, it's completely up to you. You can see the grain elevators here with the tire store that represents 2 businesses. This is the little steam-powered vehicle. There's no plaque to tell me what it's for or when it was built. The paint may be peeling and it may be old, but it's still kind of cool. It does not have groove tires like it would go on the rail, and you can see treads on the larger wheels. So I'm guessing it's a steam-powered tractor of some sort. Waterbury Revile, number 27, Barrick Heater. And the rest says something in company, the manufacturer, but I cannot read that, I'm afraid. Ed from Flash in the Pan is here. Yes, it is a cool old tractor. Back when steam was king. Probably couldn't drive all that far with that tractor without having to add water. I forgot to grab my umbrella when I left the car, so I'm just going to have to hope it doesn't start raining again. It rained all night and most of the morning. We've gotten over an inch of rain already, and we're supposed to get another half to a full inch of rain. So that's we needed the rain, so that's a good thing. But also cooled the weather quite a bit. It's only in the mid 70s, a bit humid, so the heat index is probably closer to 80, but I'd say it's pretty good weather, as long as I don't get drenched. Gallivanting Galantes is here. to spend the evening catching up with people's videos. Between work and other things that have been going on, I have not been as much on YouTube as I have in the past, so people have been getting away from me, and I haven't managed to make a whole lot of videos either. Or wanted to make certain I got out here today. The street that led up to the City Hall and Fire Department is one of the few paved in town, as you can see. And have there something that you don't probably see outside of agricultural areas where they've taken an auger and used it as a base for a flower pot. I don't think I've ever seen one used for a flower pot, maybe a mailbox, but I am Zaxxon is here. Engraving and hobo coins from Andrew Stevens, who makes an excellent and imaginative hobo coin maker from the UK. Okay, this building that we're coming up to is not a public school. It might look like it, especially if you can see the bleachers down there and the shape of the building. This is a building that housed and schooled 400 girls. I'm not sure if the housing was here or if they bused them from the housing position here to attend school. From 1987 until 2018, there was a company called Forest Ridge Youth Services, and they contracted with the state of Iowa to take at-risk youth. At this facility, it was a girls' school. They had competitive sports and they had classes, and they went through the Esterville Public School to make sure all the education was meeting qualifications. In 2019, the company went bankrupt. because a lot of parents were pulling their daughters out when they could because of COVID. Well, not COVID in 2018. Huh. Not completely. They may have gone bankrupt a couple of years later. I know COVID was a contributing factor, but a company bought out their business. Digging with Deej is in the house. I hope you're having an excellent Sunday, Deej. You can see the signs for Forest Ridge Youth Services. So even though the facility has been bought out by another company, they don't seem to be using it. We are in the town of Gruver, for those who arrived late. When this was an active school for at-risk girls, it added 400 girls attending here and 86 members of personnel from Forest Ridge. So when people were here, that made a big change in how many people were present in this town. You can make out the scoreboard down there. Not sure what the dugout in the sky is. I'm not a sports person. Maybe it's a place for referees. I don't know. Guessing by the fact the handle on that water pump, though, is completely open, the water's off. You can still somewhat make out the softball diamond and the chain link backing and the stands. And also we had lights here all around, so we could have had night games, I guess. The Bud Files is in the house. Gruver, which was originally called Luzon for less than a year before it got registered with the post office in the state, it became Gruver. Has a population of 56, and we're pretty much halfway done with the walk already at 1:13. If I make it back to the car before 2, we'll drive over to Maple Hill, which is a neighboring town that did not fare as well as Gruver. It was also plotted in 1899 for the coming of the railroad, but it has a few houses. I'm not sure if they're deserted or not. It's an unincorporated town, which means they don't take the census. Hard to tell. Pennsylvania Patriot Prospecting and Expressions of the Outdoors are both here. Looter, hey, Frank has arrived. You know, I haven't been watching people's videos when I haven't been to Frank's place for one of his lives in probably 2 weeks. I don't think I've been to Marlin's in about 2 weeks either. Alright, there is one of the entrances into town. Down there where the trees are. I don't know if you can make out the traffic across a stretch of that field, but that's the highway there. So. High Plain Drifter is here. Says I have 18 people in the house. That's pretty good. Thank you all for spending part of your Sunday with me. Sign says Forest Ridge Youth Shelter and Diagnostic Unit. Don't know if that's still owned by Forest Ridge or if it's been bought by private people, citizens, the public. We have a maintenance garage for the county here. Domed Quonset hut. Got pretty rusty, and it's a neighboring building. There's a fuel tank off to the one side of the building. It is certainly a quiet Sunday here. I can make out insects, the occasional bird, and mostly semis, but some other vehicles up on the highway. So. We have woodland here on the south side of town and well-maintained houses. So it may only be 56 people, but they take care of their homes. Luckily, there is a large number of small towns that I can keep visiting for a while. We're getting a little further afield from home. We're about a 30-minute drive. But with summer road construction, it takes a little longer. Sounds like I've roused the interest of a dog. I haven't seen them yet. Oh, there he is. Way off on the north end of the house. Caged in. I don't see any sign of residents here. I don't see any sign. It calls it a city park, but that's sort of what it looks like. Off here on the right is what appears to have been a former church who got purchased and is being used as a private home, which must mean they travel the 7 or 8 miles into Esterville to go to church as they would to get groceries to. I'm curious as to what this large round orb is. So I'm hoping this is a park and that I'm not trespassing. Yasmin is in the house. She always has wonderful hiking adventures. I am not sure what this thing is. These don't just seem to be bracing it, they seem to be merged into the side. Well, it's some kind of centerpiece to a garden area. Florida storm chasing adventures. So as you can see, the town of Gruver, despite being small and having only a handful of businesses, still seems to be prospering well enough. I don't think I saw a single deserted house. Deserted school, yes, but house, no. And lucky Katie and KR Experiences is here from Portugal. And we have walked the town of Gruver. I didn't go down the center street, but as I'm not showing private homes, there wasn't a lot to see anyway. And ADSI 156 has arrived. For those who came late, we have the closest thing to their public library, which is a little library, which is a public lending box where you leave one and take one. You can share books with your fellow citizens. And then there is 48 P.O. boxes and a box for you to drop off your letters over there. Any other postal needs, you only need to travel to Esterville. Oh. It is almost 1:30, which still gives us plenty of time, so we should go check out what's left of Maple Hill. We're up to 21 people. I know I have not done any walks around my hometown in Emmetsburg for a while, but if you want to check out, see what I've been seeing in town, I've been taking photographs in the morning and then sometimes late at night and posting them on Instagram and in my Facebook account. Both are linked on my About page if you want to go look them up. Time to put on a little highway time as we're out of town. We'll go to another town that has even less. For reference, all these little towns are going to school. And it's about 15-20 minute commute for the children in the morning to go to public school over in Esterville. And Dolliver, which we visited last fall, is to the north up here, as is the Lincoln Township Cemetery, which would be the township that this town is in as well. There is their town sign. Gruver, established 1900. You can see the rain clouds there in the east. My phone is playing with my car and is attempting to phone someone. So if I'm suddenly talking to someone, you know why. Make sure you're saying hello to everyone and getting to know each other. I can't really read the text at the moment, as I got to pay attention to driving. I lucked out with the rain over in Gruver, but it looks like it is raining off in the east, so I may choose to stick to the car at Maple Hill. Not that there's a lot to see there. We're down to 18 people, so 4 people have had things to do. You can see my control panel flickering, so let's move you up and on top of the steering column. There is nothing wrong with my car. It's flickering because of the oscillation and the video are causing it. Nice. It is raining. So now you're going to get to see the windshield wipers. Or I can turn you over here and you can see the side and see the cornfields. As you can see, we've had some dry spouts, but and some very warm weather, but the corn seems to be doing pretty good. Recent rain has probably helped it recover a lot from any stress it was under. Okay, this is the county road that I come up on, and if I turn to the left, we'd end up in Dolliver, which, like I said, we were at last fall. And then in the winter, I attempted to visit the Tenhausen Cemetery, and we ended up going over to Ceylon, Minnesota. I have since been to the Tenhausen Cemetery, and there are photos of gravestones and flowers from the graveyard in my Instagram account, which, as I said, there are links in my About page if you want to go check out those photos. I believe my turn is here. Yes. Maple Hill, 1 mile. Here, you just thought you were going to get the town of Gruver, Iowa, and instead I'm giving you a tour of Emmet County. This is the closest thing to any kind of business here, which is a DeKalb seed dealership. Otherwise, we have a cornfield, an abandoned railroad track. Further down there, you can see trees growing up between the tracks. So let me pull somewhat over to the side. I don't think from here you can make out the sign, but I want to show you the sign. We're in park, and we can step out right next to the rain is let up for the moment. Jim Millicari is here, and A3 Sky Warrior is here. know A3 Sky Warrior is aware of my Instagram account. I've seen him put likes on my posts, and I've done the same for him. I got a 30 miles an hour speed limit here. And there are buildings that do not look well. That one is sold. I don't think anyone's living there, but it is sold. So they must still have some sort of active people living here, but I think there are more farms than. Let's pull off here, and we can take a short walk and hope we don't get caught in the rain. I don't know how long the mic got cut off, but the mic seems to be active again. Here is the railroad tracks. If you thought I was incorrect about the tracks being deserted, you can. No sound, huh? Okay, let me relaunch this and we see if we can get sound back.